I want Concord to be the best live service game ever.
Do it.
After anywhere between 4 to 8 years of development, Firewalk Studios released their first game, Concord, on 23rd of August, and only 2 weeks later, servers were shut down and full refunds were provided to anyone who purchased the game. Absolute unprecedented scenes for a game that reportedly had a development cost of $400 million. Absolutely crazy. With this in mind, Concord is now unfortunately the worst performing game of all time if this reports are true. Due to the vivid reporting of the game, there are abundant videos of the downfall of Concord and breaking down the factors about how and why the game failed. As such, I wanted to bring something new to the table. In this video, I'll be documenting the experience of trying to platinum Concord and the legendary efforts that myself and my fellow heroes went through to try and platinum a game that never had a chance to fly. The day is August 30. After a week of Concord being released, I've been bombarded with the Steam player counts appearing all over my social feeds every single day. As such, I wanted to formulate my own opinion of the game and was interested to see what the experience of going for the platinum would be like. Little did I know that the hell awaited me in under a week. Immediately booting up the game, we are greeted with a very high production cutscene and comparisons to Guardian of the Galaxy become apparent. The original intent behind these cutscenes is that Firewalk would release new videos each week and would slowly but surely drip feed lore and drive an overarching plot for years to come. When trying to play Concord, there's 3 different playlists that were available during the 1 week I had access to the game. The first playlist is Brawl, which hosts Takedown that acts as your regular team deathmatch mode. Additionally, the playlist includes Trophy Hunt, which is your kill confirmed game mode. Our first match we find in this legendary game is Takedown. Once we're loaded into the game, I had failed to plan ahead and select a free gunner that I had wanted to main. In this case, I defaulted to the vacuumed, named One Off, as I thought he looked the most unique out of the cast of characters. Now as the match begins, I'll take the time to explain Concord's trophy list. Thankfully, the platinum is deceptively easy, as it boils down to playing with each free gunner enough to reach level 10, while getting 50 eliminations along the way. The difficulty of this trophy list lies with the experienced free gunner trophy, which simply tasks you to reach level 100 on your player account. Easy, right? Oh boy, I wish it was that simple. Each game you complete, you earn 5,000 experience. As you work your way up to level 50, the XP for a level gradually increases until it caps out at level 50, which requires 100,000 experience for every single level. Thus, you would need 20 matches played in Brawl to receive 1 level up after level 50. Crazy. Returning to our Brawl playlist, I feel very much like a fish out of water, as abilities are flying left, right and center. I try my best to finish off a Lark, but then they teleport away. I then run into a Jabali and land the finishing blow, which unlocks the first takedown trophy. Continuing on, we finish off a very cheeky double kill. Unsurprisingly, one of One Off's main abilities is to be a vacuum, which can absorb oncoming fire, or in my instance, enemy deployable utilities. Once I destroy my third destructible, the Trash Collector trophy unlocks. Just a little further ahead, an enemy Hammer very rudely flashes me during my quest to be the galaxy's best Roomba. Thankfully, instant karma prevails as she flies into a trip mine, landing an easy 4th kill. With Hammer defeated, I quickly reload and spot a very weak Jabali. What then persists is one of the slowest chase downs, as I can't run faster than 5 km an hour. When we finally catch up to Jabali, he has had the opportunity to heal, but I launch one of my own trash bombs which significantly chips away of Jabali's health, and eventually the final blow is made. This kill also unlocks Knock 'em Down for getting 5 eliminations in a single match. Sadly, despite our efforts, our first match in Concord ends in defeat. Wasting no time, our second game is Trophy Hunt. Now in this game, I'm probably the only person to have scored a triple kill with one off, as I vacuum up some easy kills while unlocking Double Dip for eliminating 2 enemies in a row without dying. Further into the game, we discover a weak Lark.
Hello there.
As I retreat, I throw a trash bomb, which annihilates the poor Lark. This kill unlocks the Special Kills trophy for getting 3 kills with abilities. With 5 seconds to go, we were able to secure our very first win in Concord and get a fantastic end.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The second playlist is Overrun, which hosts Arena Control, which is your domination mode, and the other additional mode is Signal Chase, which is simply King of the Hill. Booting up the Overrun playlist, our next game is Arena Control. As any experienced Call of Duty player knows, your first experience in domination is capturing the very first point.
Captured Zone C.
After the first point is captured, it turns into Assault to capture the point in the middle of the map. Importantly, I spot a Daviers, which I'm able to promptly clean up, and thus enabling us to capture point B. The Lark mains can't rest peacefully as I try launching my trash bombs with minimal effect, as I clean up the kill with my pressure blaster. Making our way back to our original point, the opposition had sneakily taken it away from us. As we recapture the point, I unlock the Get It Done trophy. After our new shiny trophy, I find a running Star Child coming straight for me. Thankfully, my compressed air cuts straight through for our 3rd kill of the game. With that interesting experience completed, I find that a very rude Baz is looking to take me down. However, I was easily able to counter for our 4th elimination. Finally, I spot a rogue Hamer who sadly took out my teammate. I seek redemption, and after some shocking aiming, we are able to get our 5th elimination shortly before being taken out. 1 of 50 eliminations unlocks, marking our 50th kill, as well as line them up for eliminating 5 enemies in a row without dying. At this stage, I returned to the Brawl playlist, as unfortunately the queue times were relatively high when compared to the Brawl playlist. After a couple more games, I unlocked Free Gunner Frequency for reaching level 10. Only 90 more levels to go to level 100. As we boot into our next game, we've essentially unlocked all of the main beginner trophies, and we're slowly moving into the second stage of grinding. Unfortunately, this highlights that the trophy list is really not creative, as you're required to get 50 kills with each character and play with them enough to reach level 10. This makes 32 trophies which have been copied and pasted. At the end of this game, I can finally stop playing as one-off, as I finally achieve one-off level 10. Our next character is the most obvious Drax impersonator with easily the best name, Starchild.
Fine. Too bad.
Starchild is super simple. He's painfully close quarter focused, as one ability activates his diamond skin, providing armor as he charges into the direction he faces. His second ability does a powerful Grand Slam, where you can finish off people with a pump of his shotgun. After completing a game, you're provided a screen which displays the 5 jobs that you made the most impact on. These jobs provide experience which will become crucial for the grind later on. But for now, as I unlock my 10th daily quest, this unlocks day by day. One of the very unique factors of Concord is that there is no health regeneration. The only way to heal after a gunfight is to manually collect a health pad, or a teammate heals you through an ability. In this instance, I collected a health pad and unlocked Trained Healer for healing a total of 5,000 damage. Now what remains for us is to grind to level 10 with Starchild.
Losing ground. Repeat those cards.
We also cannot forget when we get the 50 kills as Star Child.
Celebrate! Sniper! You're afraid to engage it hand to hand?
Finally, after a devastating loss, we get the 5,000 experience for completing a brawl game, which unlocks Star Child level 10. With 2 out of the 16 characters completed, our next character I select is by far the best in all of Concord. This is Roka. Roka has insane mobility. She is able to triple jump while carrying crazy speed and hard to kill due to being so small. Her rockets can lock on while you aim down sights, and I felt she was able to just dominate any game I played. It is no surprise then that we were able to easily get our 50 kills quickly and unlock Roka 50 eliminations. During this step, I've played the game for roughly 8 hours. And during this match we were able to accumulate 10,000 damage worth of healing, unlocking the final healing related trophy, Veteran Medic. Unfortunately, the fun has to come to an end as I unlock Roka level 10. Our next character is Star-Lord. Oh wait, it's Lennox, one of the poster children of Concord. Lennox has 2 pistols. His primary heavy handgun, which provides medium damage across all ranges of combat, with a secondary quick revolver for short range with a high rate of fire. His abilities support his playstyle of being a space western cowboy, with one ability being an instant healing button and his other being an explosive throwing knife. Similar to Roka, Lennox was very quick to get 50 eliminations. Unsurprisingly, the next trophy we get is Lennox level 10. Our 5th character that is on the chopping block is Vale, the epic sniper from the State of Play reveal.
Right on target. Yeah, you better run!
Spray gunners have a shot at making something of themselves.
It might be a bit of a surprise to hear, but Vale's main combat style comes from her sniper.
Sniper's watching! I need to heal up! Placing a trip mine! You're out! Putting down a trip mine!
There's not an overly big amount to analyze, as if you've played any sniper in a hero shooting game, you know what you're expecting. After around 100 minutes, we're finally able to land our 50th elimination for a trophy. This is going very slowly. Following another 40 minutes of gameplay, we're able to level Vale up to level 10, unlocking our 21st trophy. Our next character is Bus, and she's probably the most used case study in bad character design. I want to take a second and look at this character. What do you believe their playstyle would be? If you guessed melee focused assassin with throwing knives, I would be amazed, as this was absolutely not what I was expecting. I feel like you all know the gist by now. We get 50 kills, unlocking the 50 eliminations trophy, and when we reach level 10, we get the level 10 Bus trophy. For our next character, meet Kips, a painful replica to Team Fortress 2 Spy. Thankfully, Kips is actually our last character that we will focus on for reasons that will become known very soon. Kips only has one weapon, her pistol. It unfortunately feels like it shoots pebbles at times, as I don't feel any impact of the bullets as compared to someone like Rocker or Starchild. The only good part of her kit is the fact that you can become briefly invisible. That enables you to get super close prior to trying to land as many headshots as possible. While playing as Kips, it marked my 100th game completed, unlocking Power of Resistance. Kips also took the longest out of any character I played to get 50 eliminations, as I was already level 8 when this occurred. It is no surprise then that it didn't take long for us to unlock Kips level 10. Prior to moving on to the second act of this video, it is also worth mentioning that we finished our 10th weekly quest, which unlocked week by week. On September 3rd, only 13 days after the original release of Concord, Ryan Ellis, the game director for Firewalk Studios, made the announcement on PlayStation Blog that the servers for Concord would be closing on September 6th. Only 72 hours of notice for us to obtain the coveted platinum. Now, being in Australia, this news broke when I was asleep. As such, my social feed was filled to the brim of the news of the shutdown when I awoke. Without a second to spare, I logged onto my PlayStation and invited fellow trophy hunter Real Tion, who I found on PlayStation profiles, into my party. It is at this stage that we were finally able to play Concord's third and final playlist, Rivalry. In the Rivalry playlist, there's Cargo Run and Signal Chase, which acts as Concord's original and best game modes in the game. This is where we unfortunately don't experience Rivalry for how it is intended to be played. Instead of playing the round in order to try and get the nightmare of a trophy experience free gunner, it is more efficient to simply jump off the map. Do this 3 more times,
MR is out. MR is out.
and you have yourself 15,000 experience. Yes, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. You get 3 times more experience playing this mode as compared to the other playlists we've been playing. As I'm currently level 33, I would need to do exclusively play this mode for the next 72 hours, averaging 1 level per hour to even stand a chance at the platinum. Prior to moving on ahead, we also unlocked Buddy Up for playing with a friend. We played another game where the enemies actually beat us jumping off, so it was a nice victory and a juicy 15,000 experience. It is at this point where I also followed a new forum board, posted by Charles B753. It was at this point where we combined forces to form a formidable 5-man group, which consists of Neural Potato, Charles B753, Adrenal Stone, and at last but not least, Real Tion. Together, we will jump off the map for the next 18 hours. In this stage, I would jump off the map with different characters unlocking the following trophies: Duchess level 10, Door level 10, Devere's level 10, It's level 10, and Amari level 10. To stay consistent over this 18-hour period, we remained in voice chat to stay awake and talk about our experiences with Concord and gaming in general. It was quite unique in the fact that everyone I spoke to didn't have any negative comments to say about the gameplay, but what we all did agree on was the disappointment of the game releasing in an oversaturated market of hero shooters while also releasing with a $40 price tag while its competitors are all free to play. Now, there was definitely a lot of anxiety felt by everyone on if the level 100 grind would be possible, noting that we're all mostly starting around the low 30 mark, while our fellow jumpers were already high 50s or even 60s. We did the math and set goals that we would all have to achieve in order to have a chance at the platinum. If it takes 8 minutes, including loading times, to complete a game of the Rivalry playlist, it would take roughly just under an hour per level by getting 15,000 experience after each game. Taking this into account, we would all need to be level 50 by 10 AM PST. 24 hours later, we would need to be level 75, and then 24 hours later, you would still be on pace to reach level 100 just as the servers close. However, we would still require 100 wins for the Win Big trophy, as well as each character's relevant 50 eliminations, and for some in our group, they would need the entire full 800 kills required. During the first day of boosting, our priorities remained with level 100, as well as trying to win 100 games. As if we were the only ones jumping each game, we would unfortunately never win a game. Roughly 4 hours before 10 AM PST, I reached level 50, unlocking name recognition. This gave me some relief, as if anything were to go wrong, I would have 4 hours of buffer up my sleeve to get back on pace. Continuing on the first day of jumping, we unlocked Lark level 10. Next up, I complete a round as a Mari, which unlocks Crew Compliment, which is awarded for completing a round with each character in the game. After 20 hours and now being level 53 at 2 AM, I was folding really badly. This is where the legends Charles and Potato came in super clutch. They were running multiple alt accounts in the game to have an AFK lobby on the side in the event that people needed to sleep. The beauty about this is that only the party leader needs to re-queue for a match, thus allowing 4 others to get some much needed sleep. I set my alarm for 6 AM and we have some beauty sleep. 4 hours later, my alarm goes off and I look and feel like an absolute ghoul. Operating on 4 hours of sleep, I discover I was able to unlock Jabali level 10. As well, I climbed 3 levels, which puts me at level 56. Now this was certainly slower as the other team would take the opportunity to farm kills, which slowed the XP rate exponentially. When I rejoined with my boost mates, unfortunately I was out of a spot as they already had 5 players jumping off of the map. However, I wasn't alone as a new legend had appeared, Phoenix 24X. Phoenix and I, alongside Alt, would play the rivalry playlist for the next 5 hours until a spot opened up in the active lobby. Noting that the old accounts weren't able to jump off the map, I utilised this time to work on character levels and kills as we only have 44 hours remaining. During these 5 hours, I unlocked Hamar level 10 and my final level 10 trophy with Tio, which also unlocked Season Crew. With all of the level trophies out of the way, we get our 50th kill with Duchess. It was also at this point I finally reached my 100th win, unlocking Big Win. Then moving into the active lobby, it was primarily focused on XP for another 8.5 hours. However, we were all anxious on how we were going to get those much needed kills. As such, we formulated a plan. We would play the first round, and if we won, we would play the game out. And if we lost or was taking too long, we would proceed to jump for the rest of the match. After 5 hours of straight recording, I finally unlocked my next trophy, which was getting 50 kills with Jabali. Another 2.5 hours later, I was able to achieve 50 kills with Hamar.
Jaws out. The cargo's ready. Intercepted. Riley will have target.
After our 8.5 hours of XP farming was complete, we pivoted to the deathmatch playlist to try and farm some much needed kills for the next 4 hours. This worked great for me as I was able to finish off the following characters. Amari 50 eliminations.
Those the toxic sludge. I charge extra for that. Grenade!
Davir's 50 eliminations.
I like my odds.
Watch out for this one.
It's 50 eliminations.
Coming at ya.
Can't stop myself.
Lark 50 eliminations. And last but not least, Door 50 eliminations. With Door complete, I only had Tio. However, it's now 11 PM and I'm only level 72. We jump back into the rivalry playlist for the next 4 hours to try and squeeze in as much XP as possible. 2.5 hours into the session, I was able to clean up a nice double kill, unlocking our final trophy, Tio 50 eliminations.
Headed over here.
that.
I proceeded to grind for a couple of more hours as I was now behind the math that we were so confident in the night before. At level 74, the wonderful Phoenix helped me in an AFK lobby as I went to sleep to close out the second day. I boot up Concord and it's not a good sign. I'm not in the game anymore. I try logging into the game and I receive an error message, Oxygen 5.
No! It can't be! No! No!
I tried everything. Restarting my PS5, restarting the internet, restoring files, deleting the game, reinstalling, and no matter what I did, I couldn't break through. This Oxygen 5 error was everywhere. This was absolutely devastating. After realizing that nothing I was going to do was going to solve this, I went back to sleep and got a full 8 hours. That was so good, let me tell you. When I woke up, it was now starting to accept that I needed to move on from this Concord experience. Was it healthy? Absolutely not. Was it fun? Absolutely not. Was it worth it? Yeah, I think so. I met some really cool people along the way, and thankfully Charles, Potato, and Real Tion were all able to get the platinum. Courtesy of Potato, we were also able to see the end of Concord's servers.
Time's up.
My deepest apologies that I was not able to get the coveted platinum for Concord. I tried so hard for you guys, but it just wasn't meant to be on this occasion. I thought this story was still worth telling, as Concord certainly had the financial backing to have the potential to find an audience in the hero shooter market, but the $40 price tag meant that anyone who was on the fence to give the game a shot was faced with the barrier that was too high for most. Let me know down in the comments, do you think we will see Concord return? I'm eager to hear your opinions, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get the platinum sometime in the future. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Best way to support me is to watch another one of my videos. And this is Serenity, and I'll see you in the next one.